Okay, Lesson 6, Reading 1. There are a lot of lamprey out there. Getting ready. In class, you learned that the sea lamprey is an invasive species. Sea lamprey are also parasites whose food is the blood of other fish. What you may not know is that there are other lamprey in the Great Lakes besides the sea lamprey. These lamprey have been in the Great Lakes for a long time before the sea lamprey invaded. Why do you think the other lamprey are not causing problems in the Great Lakes? The answer to this question is in this sentence right here. These lamprey have been in the Great Lakes for a long time before the sea lamprey invaded. This means that the other types of lamprey are native species and they are already in the food web of the Great Lakes. Therefore, they have just the right amount of food and predators to keep their levels regulated. So they're not like strangers invading into someone's house. They were already living in the house. Okay, so what types of lamprey are in the Great Lakes? In addition to the sea lamprey, 4 other species of lamprey live in the Great Lakes. These are the northern brook lamprey, the American brook lamprey, the chestnut lamprey, and the silver lamprey. These 4 species of lamprey are native to the Great Lakes, which means they are found naturally there. Scientists call these native species. Remember that in class you learned how the sea lamprey was introduced into the Great Lakes environment. They attached themselves to ships that entered the lakes from the Atlantic Ocean. How are these lamprey similar and different? Look at the pictures of the 3 lamprey. Because the actual size of the sea lamprey would be too large to fit on this page, the picture has been made smaller. Each of the other fish pictures has been made smaller by the same amount. For example, if the lamprey were really 50 centimeters long and we made it smaller by 1/2 on this page, it would be 25 centimeters long. If another fish were really 20 centimeters long, on this page it would be 10 centimeters long. This is called a scale drawing because all of the fish sizes were reduced by the same amount. A similar method is used on a map to show distances. By reducing the size of all the fish by the same amount, you can compare their sizes and understand how the actual fish compare in size. To help you understand how long the lamprey are, here are some familiar things to which you can compare them. So here's the northern brook lamprey, here's the silver lamprey, and here's the sea lamprey. The northern brook lamprey's average length is about 15 centimeters long. A helpful tool is that a pencil is about 20 centimeters long, so you can picture the northern brook lamprey being a little bit smaller than a pencil. The silver lamprey is about 35 centimeters long. This is the silver lamprey, and helpful information here is that a ruler is 30 centimeters long. So you can picture the silver lamprey to be a little bit bigger than a ruler. A sea lamprey's average length is 55 centimeters long. In order to help you picture this, an open notebook is about 55 centimeters long. So, where do all these lamprey live? You've learned in class that the sea lamprey has invaded all of the Great Lakes and some of the streams that connect to the Great Lakes. You can find a map of the Great Lakes in the data packet. The native lamprey live in the same areas. The American brook lamprey and northern brook lamprey live in the streams that are connected to the Great Lakes. The chestnut lamprey and silver lamprey live in the Great Lakes. The native lamprey are an important part of the Great Lakes environment. Native lamprey lay their eggs in the streams. When the eggs hatch, the young lamprey help clean the stream by eating algae and other small organisms in the stream. They are also food for the larger fish that live in the stream. The adult chestnut and silver lamprey are also parasites that suck the blood of other fish for food. They do not kill them because the lamprey are small and do not need a lot of food. This is similar to what you learned in class about the sea lamprey. In its native environment, it does not kill its prey because it feeds on fish that are much larger than it is. The invasive sea lamprey has disrupted the Great Lakes environment. It competes with the native lamprey for food and places to live. When sea lamprey feed on fish, they kill them by causing a lot of damage to the fish. This is because the sea lamprey is so much bigger than the native lamprey, so the sea lamprey spends more time attached to the fish that they are using for food. The sea lamprey does not have any natural predators in the Great Lakes. As long as it has enough to eat, it will continue to survive in its new environment.